Welcome back in, guys. As you can see, we have a special guest here in the studio. It is not just any special guest. This is a legendary guest that we have in here. We are talking the high school football Sac-Joaquin Section Championships, and it's only right that we bring someone into the studio who's been covering the Sac-Joaquin Section since 1989. Which means he has a wealth of knowledge. Ladies and gentlemen, joining us from the Sacramento Bee, the one and only Joe Davidson is here. Thanks for joining us tonight.
Kevin, always good to be here. I started at the Bee pre-internet, and I was a 5-year-old prodigy.
Okay, so you were five when you...
It made you think, though.
Well, you know, I was going to say, they hired you as 5. How did you get your resume in there, man?
We pulled strings.
Okay.
You know the security guards, you get everything.
That is
Inside
right.
joke.
Security guards love Joe, by the way. And Joe loves security guards. You know who else loves Joe? All the fans throughout the Sac-Joaquin section who watch high school football every night. Everyone loves the work that he does over there at the Sac Bee, which is why I decided to bring him on to talk about the section championships we have coming up this Friday and Saturday at Hughes Stadium. So, Joe, we're going to start in Division 6, go all the way up to Division 1. So in Division 6, we have Sonora Wildcats, the defending state champion, Sonora Wildcats, going against Ripon Christian out of the 209. Two teams who have had some big wins along the way to get here. I mean, obviously you have to have big wins to be playing for a section championship. But these are two teams that may be from smaller schools, but definitely still play big-time football.
Oh, all the small schools, Kevin, they play on a smaller stage, but it means just as much. And they're ecstatic to be at Hughes Stadium at Sacramento City College to play these games. There's dialogue and discussion on social media. It's not fair for the schools from the 209 to go up there. Yeah, it is. Then don't play. Then don't show up. But they want to be there, even if it's an early game. So Ripon Christian... does Ripon Christian have a shot against a 12-0 Sonora team? They just beat an unbeaten team. Ripon Christian with Coach Phil Graham's one of the great coaches, great personalities. He got the Gatorade bath after the game. They beat Liberty Ranch of Galt, so they're in the section final. Sonora impresses me over the decades, Kevin, because 30 years ago, they were playing for Division II championships. And these are enrollment-based. Division I's the largest enrollment than Division II. So they're Division VI. They're still loaded. So wow. Community pride. Great program down there. All the pressure really is on Sonora. They're supposed to win this game. Defending state champ. Ripon Christian going in there just to have a good time.
All right, moving on up to Division 5. Another team that has just been steamrolling the competition. You have the top-seeded Casa Roble Rams out of Orangeville. And they'll be going against the Sutter Huskies, a team who they've actually seen already throughout this season. But these are two teams. Casa Roble was just playing for a section championship, 2 years ago?
And won it, yes.
Exactly. And Sutter, they know about playing deep into the postseason. What do you see between these two teams, and how have they impressed you the most?
More small school pride. Great coaches for both programs. Coach Reynolds at Sutter and Coach Horner at Casa Roble. Football matters at these small schools. They played in Week 10 for the Golden Empire League Championship at Sutter on natural grass. Just a fierce game. The winner was going to be the top seed in Division 5. Aiden Lopez gets blown up in the game. The quarterback, the star quarterback for Casa Roble. There's a helmet rolling. You're wondering if there's a head inside that helmet. It was the other team's helmet. He comes back and helps them win the game. And so he's gritty, he's talented, he's skilled. And so that's the passing element. And Sutter runs the ball.
Yeah.
And they have a national recruit named Troy Bowens, who's about 6'4", 240 pounds. Is that allowed at small schools? Yeah, it is.
Of course.
And it's very cool. So that's a terrific showdown. Coaches respect each other. Programs respect each other. Sometimes the best section championship games are the rematch games.
Next, we're going to go up to Division 4. We have Roseville going against East Union for the Division 4 Blue Banner. You know, when you looked at the beginning of the season, you may have thought, okay, Roseville has a chance, Trail Bridges has a chance. But East Union, to me, is that one school that just kind of caught some momentum along the way. And the next thing you know, you look up and you're like, the Lancers are playing for a section title.
And good for them. They're the pride of Manteca. Manteca Buffaloes were the runaway favorite, really, in Division II. Got beat, so they're no longer in Division II. Bracket, but East Union's there. They're from the Valley Oak League. You're battle testing that league. It's top-heavy, Manteca, Oakdale, Central Catholic. So they're ready. And Roseville's got great traditions. The school's more than 100 years old. They have a terrific,
it's almost as old as you, Joe.
That's exactly right. They have a terrific coach in Adam Ranking, and he loves this team. They've overcome injuries. They have some players. J.J. Young. Y-O-N-G. If you're a college recruiter, write this down. He's about 6'3", long, talented receiver. big-time player. And it's been years since Roseville's been in the finals. They don't take this for granted. They appreciate their school pride. So that should be a terrific game. Teddy Bruschi's an alum there, and Colton Miller's an alum there. So Roseville's still doing great work and well represented in Division IV.
Division III matchup between Wood Creek and Oakdale. Two teams who are talented on both sides of the ball, and I think we can be in for a good one there.
That's going to be a great game. And Wood Creek, Stowers was with the program a few years ago as an assistant, so he knows the program. But it's different when you're the head coach. And great coaching family, great bounce-back season. They were in a section final, Wood Creek was a few years ago, and so they're right back. Great skilled players, balanced offense. They only one loss, that was the Intercom. Oakdale has been in a lot of section finals over the decades. That's one of the storied schools. And they have a guy named Wes Burford, and he's the section's all-time career rushing leader. Is that a big deal? Well, yeah, Ontario Smith of Grant in the late 90s had that record. And then it was Cam Scatteraboo of Rio Linda fame, Sac State, Arizona State, NFL. And so now here's Wes Burford with a four-year starter, back-to-back 2,000-yard rushing seasons. You know he's going to get the ball. You can't stop him. And he's got like 7,200 yards. And he's got more games to go unless Wood Creek could stop it. That's the whole key. If Wood Creek could stop the run, easier said than done, then they have a shot.
I was about to say, so Wood Creek, if you're listening, stack the box, okay? Stack the box.
Put 15 guys out there in the line of scrimmage and deal with the flags later.
I know, right? Flags are overrated anyway.
That's right.
So, yeah, no, that should definitely be a good one in Division III action. We look forward to that. All right, we're down to our final two divisions. So we're going to go with Division II. St. Mary's, you see this team going against the juggernaut, that's Manteca, undefeated. And in the last, few minutes of that game, they're able to come back and win. Just shows their resilience, but you got to do that against a very good and tough Granite Bay team who can run the ball down your throat.
That's exactly right. In high school football, and you and I have talked about this over the years, Kevin, coaches really matter.
Yeah.
They matter in the college and the pros, but in high school, they're really influential. And these are two of the best coaches in section history. Tony Franks of St. Mary's, alum of the school, 200-game winner. Joe Catalico, Granite Bay, 200-game winner. He's coached for several places, done a great job at Granite Bay. And the running back that you're talking about is Isaiah Ene.
Yes.
The big shock of hair. He's relentless. He's a four-year starter. They call him their Pied Piper on campus. People gravitate to him. He's a good leader, good student. He's going to Sacramento State to play on scholarship. Big family contingent. This is fantastic. And St. Mary's played some great defense to beat an unbeaten Manteca team. And so you mentioned the SFL, that's the Sierra Foothill League. If you survive that league, then you're doing something. And Granite Bay was third place in the Sierra Foothill League behind Folsom and Oak Ridge, who, by the way, lead us into the next segment. See, I know how to do a little TV.
Great segue there. Look at that. Joe Davidson, he's not just a print journalist, he's a broadcast journalist as well. Look at that. He may take my job. Who knows?
I'm working on it.
Well, we're halfway there, buddy. So, yes, like Joe said, of course, the SFL is the almighty league of Northern California. And the top two teams in the SFL, and the Folsom Bulldogs and Oak Ridge Trojans, will be meeting up in the Division I Section Championship game for the fourth straight year. Of course, this game will be highlighted by five-star quarterback Ryder Lyons of Folsom, the BYU commit. You've heard him, you've seen him all over the place. But Casey Taylor, how do you contain Folsom and that offense? The Ryder Lyons, Jamison Powell, all of those guys who can do such incredible stuff.
And Casey Taylor is a longtime coach in this section. He's won a lot of section championships at Del Oro Capital Christian, and he's looking for his first at his alma mater up at Oak Ridge. There is a 19-year winning streak that Folsom has against Oak Ridge. That's 24 games, including the last several in section championship play, as you alluded to. So that's not on all these players, but it's just, it's hard to be a rivalry when both don't win. But if there's a program that's got the ability to close the gap on Folsom, it's up in El Dorado Hills, and they've got another shot. So they're right there where they want to be. They have a terrific kicker, Kyle Becker, who beat the Grant Pacers. We know how great the Grant Pacers are. He had a last-second final play, 31-yard field goal to win that game, 9-7. And you talked about Ryder Lyons. He, earlier this season, Folsom beat Oak Ridge. Oak Ridge had the lead at halftime. But Ryder Lyons was hobbling. He had a bad ankle. He's back now. He rushed for several touchdowns last week. He had 5 total touchdowns in their semifinal win. Big route over Monterey Trail. So you got to deal with him as a runner, and he'll take direct snaps and just go right off guard or tackle. And so that's a load of a guy. He's 6'3", 230 pounds of football guy coming at you, and you mentioned the other skill players, and it's high school football. We don't know what's going to happen. The ball bounces strangely. I just know that all these games are going to be pretty good games. You have 4 games, section finals at Hughes Stadium on Friday, 4 more on Saturday. What about school? Well, school's out this week, baby, because of Thanksgiving. It's a great way to cap this wonderful section season. It's really cool, and we've seen these schools play teams from Fresno, play teams in the Bay Area.
Yeah.
Football's never been better around here. Even with all the new schools, it just gets better and better. And these championships are, they're all on display.
Absolutely. Well, Joe, you always get better and better yourself. You know, even since 1989, you get better every year. I don't know how you do it, but you do it. And we appreciate you, Joe. You're a true legend and gem in this community, and we just appreciate your coverage, your hard work, and showcasing these athletes day after day. I know they appreciate it. So.
I appreciate it. I appreciate you. And Kevin said he's going to do a weather segment one of these days. We'll see what he's got. We'll see what kind of energy he's got. I like his chances.
My forecast for that is a 0% chance that Kevin does weather, but you never know. I'll never say no.
I'll just say stay indoors where it's comfortable. Climate controlled, you're good.
I know my limits, and weather is one of them. But anyway, this man has no limits. He's Joe Davidson. You can find his work on the Sacramento Bee. You can follow him on Twitter and all that other good stuff. And you will see him next weekend at Hughes Stadium on Friday and Saturday for the high school section championships.